Hi, I'm Leah Cuthbertson, and I am the Communications and Marketing Coordinator for the Office of Regulatory Staff. And with me today I have Cedric.
Yes, and I'm Cedric Keitt, Director of Broadband, Communications and Safety for the Office of Regulatory Staff.
And today, Cedric and I are here to talk about some frequently asked questions for the Broadband office. And the first question and most frequent question that we get hit with is, when can I get internet?
That's an excellent question, Leah. The best way to describe this is over the next 2 to 5 years, the state of South Carolina is rapidly deploying broadband throughout the state. So what I can say is this, is that between now and the end of next year, 2024, most homes in South Carolina will have access. And if we don't get to you by the end of 2024, you'll be a part of our next grant round, which will include what we call the BEAD funding that you heard a lot about. That's where we'll pick up all the remaining homes. So by the end of 2026, most everybody in the state of South Carolina who wants access will have access.
That's great news. That's excellent news. That actually leads me into my next question about the grants and how they're distributed. Could you tell us more about that?
Our competitive grant program starts by every internet service provider in the state of South Carolina getting a chance to apply to our federal grants. What they will do is put together their engineering scope and plan of how they plan to bring infrastructure and access to anyone who wants it in an area that is unserved or underserved. And basically, we review their plan to make sure it's in an area that we can fund. And over the next 12 to 24 months, they will be allowed to build, and we do quarterly reporting to make sure they're actually building in that area.
So what you're saying is the South Carolina Broadband Office is not the one that is directly connecting a client to internet.
No, all we are is the funding mechanism. We award the grants.
I see.
And the internet service providers are the one actually building.
I see. So we are working directly with internet service providers, but the internet service providers are working directly with the customer.
Yes.
I see. And the final question that we get is a question about the FCC and their mapping. Sometimes an internet service provider will claim an area and say that they have provided service to this entire area, but there'll be a house within that area that cannot get service from them. What can that home do?
What I would suggest they do is go on to the broadbandmaps.fcc.gov website. There, they can put in their address, which will allow them to talk directly with the FCC. The FCC will then get in contact with the internet service provider and basically find out exactly what services they do provide in that area. And if that home is something that the internet service provider can provide access to that day, then they will contact the homeowner and basically let them know, hey, they can actually provide service. But if they cannot, then that internet service provider has to take that house off of their listed areas that they serve. And then that could be part of the grant rounds that we can actually serve on the next round of our grants.
Excellent. So it's really important that homeowners who haven't got access at their house check that map to make sure that they're not eligible for a grant already.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you. That's all the questions that I have for you today. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to us and we will be happy to help you.